Good morning, students. How are you all? Fine. Okay, very good. Dear students, now is the session of business studies. As usually, it happens every day at this time. In the previous sessions, I had completed the chapter directing. Almost all components of directing we have discussed in detail. So, in this particular session, I would like to start the new chapter, and that is controlling. Students, already we have come to know that management has 5 basic functions to perform in an organization, and these functions are primarily planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. What about planning? We have discussed, we have studied in much detail, and similarly directing, staffing, and organizing, all we have discussed, we have studied in detail in the previous sessions. Now let us start the new chapter, that is about the last function of management called controlling. So let us first explain what is called controlling, the meaning of controlling. So long as controlling as a function of management is concerned, it refers to a process of achieving the desired results or expected results of different activities and operations of the organization through making a thorough comparison between the actual performance and expected performance, and if deviations are found out by the managers, then they take immediate actions. So controlling in fact is related to supervising function of management, which means appropriating the activities, which means achieving accuracy in the activities, which means achieving the goals and objectives efficiently. So controlling in a way can also be defined as a process of achieving the standards set by management for different activities through corrective actions, through revision of standards, through motivation and other measures. Controlling in fact is a process that involves some steps, such as the first step is to set the standards of each and every activity of the organization. The second step is evaluating the performance of different individuals and departments of the organization. The third step is making a comparison between actual performance and the expected performance. The next step is finding out the deviations between these two. And the last step is taking corrective actions for achieving the goals and objectives. So through these steps, in fact, the management of an organization controls each and every activity, right? And if all the activities of the organization related to production, sales, marketing, finance, administration, discipline, etc., are under control, then certainly there will be efficient use of resources. And if there is efficient use of resources, then there will be successful accomplishment of goals and objectives. Simply, controlling is a way of getting the expected result from the activities, and it is a process that involves some steps. You will study, you can go in detail from your textbook, and in online class also I will discuss. Now the question arises, why controlling is necessary as a function of management to be performed in the organization, or what is the importance of controlling in an organization? The importance of controlling in an organization as a function of management can be explained through some of the highlights, as number one is accomplishing organizational goals. First of all, if effective control is not implemented in the organization, then there will not be efficient use of resources. And if there is not efficient use of resources, then certainly there will be difficulties in achieving the organizational goals. But time to time, if thorough control is facilitated in the organization, deviations are immediately checked, corrective actions are immediately taken by the concerned manager, concerned officer, then the activities of the people, operations of the organization will move in right direction towards achievement, towards accomplishment of the organizational goals and objectives. Okay. Number two, controlling helps in judging accuracy of standards also. Sometimes because of imbalanced assessment, or sometimes because of wrong informations, some such standards are set by the management which are not flexible to be achieved or which cannot be attained. So when the controlling function is performed by managers, by the management of an organization, then these standards related to different activities and operations are judged whether they are appropriate to be achieved or not. In fact, they are revised if deviations are noticeable, remarkable, then these standards are revised. So controlling in fact is a function which facilitates the judging the accuracy of the standards. The third highlight is controlling makes use of efficient resources. There are physical and human resources, as we everyone know, in an organization by using which the goals and objectives are achieved. When controlling function is performed, then the activities of the organization are performed as carried out. Operations are conducted in the positive way, in the right direction. Therefore, it becomes possible to use the resources optimally or efficiently. So, efficient use of resources can be ensured through controlling function of management. The next one is controlling improves implies motivation. How? Through controlling, non-performing employees are very easily identified. And once they are identified by the management, then they can be motivated to perform better or according to expectation. So, the motivation is possible. Motivation of the employees is possible, particularly of the non-performing employees is possible through controlling function of management. Understood? Now, it is controlling through which the proper discipline and order in the organization can be maintained. As we all know the importance of discipline and order, without maintaining which the goals and objectives of the organization cannot be achieved. Thus, it is important to maintain discipline and order in the organization, and it is possible only through controlling function of management. Last but not least, in fact, controlling helps in facilitating coordination. There is a need to establish coordination among different departments and sub-departments of the organization, as well as different activities, because they are interdependent. And if proper coordination is not established and maintained throughout the organization, then there may be difficulties in achievement of the goals, and there may be wastage of the resources. But if controlling is enforced properly in the organization, then it becomes possible for the managers, for the management to establish coordination throughout. Okay, students. So, with the help of these highlights, we can explain the importance of controlling function of management in an organization. And along with this, I would like to finish my lecture, today's lecture, with a hope that you will go through this topic in detail from your textbook. And thank you very much.